LessonGram ladies, take your call. A one-stop shop, they do it all. Cause at LessonGram we know the way. That's how we roll. Cute. That's it.
That's cute. Oh, sorry.
You're live.
I'm live.
Oh, are
Say
we
hi.
live? Hello.
We're a little bit
world.
early, but
Yes.
I had to start with the music.
Okay. Well, let's do it again. Should we?
Take it from the top, Sam.
Okay. Let's see. We'll show you how it sticks, how it goes in LessonGram. One-stop shop, we do it all. LessonGram, we know the way. That's how we roll. And now you can call us. Hello, everyone. I'm Marlene Cooper Williams, and you are coming to me from my keyboards. I'm coming to you from my keyboards. The keyboards, of course, are the piano, and the computer keyboard. There is such a combination now of technology. We're taking the acoustical qualities that have been around for 300 years with the acoustic piano and blending them together with virtual computer technology. And it is so amazing. I had thought about this concept many years ago, but technology was not there to support the idea. I came to my staff of people in my office and said, I'd love to have piano teachers sitting in little cubicles and teaching the whole country how to play the piano. And of course they said, no, that doesn't work. It won't work yet. So we had to wait several years, maybe 20 years, before we could actually put this to work. Let me go back and introduce myself properly to you. As you know, my name is Marlene Cooper Williams. I am a musician, but I'm also a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. And people often ask me, when are you going to retire, Marlene? And I say, what does that word mean? I don't even know what that word means. I love what I do. What is that old expression? If you like your work, it's not really work. I love my work. I'm still teaching privately, but I've owned in my career 4 different educational companies. I started in 1975 in Southern California, although I was born and raised in Minnesota and had all my educational training in Minnesota in a conservatory fashion. But when I got to California, I realized here people would like a little conservatory approach, but they really just wanted to have fun. So I thought, how do I blend fun and structure and give them a good service at the same time? Our company was actually founded on the old concept of instruction in your home. That seemed to have disappeared for some time. And then I decided to bring that back. And eventually what we did was we actually did all of our instruction in students' homes, although I did start with a studio where people could actually come and study with us. But they asked for that service of coming to our home. And so we switched to that service completely. And then I built an entire company based on that concept and partnered with piano dealers all over the country. And that was actually pretty much in the 90s when I was doing that. And I owned a piano store myself. So that I could understand what it took to be a piano dealer and then service our piano dealers properly. The company grew very large. And then one day I said, I'm done. I want to go back to being a piano teacher again. I just didn't want the administrative nightmares that came along with that. So I put the word out that I was back to private teaching, closed my store and my company, and simplified my life with 60 students a week. So anyway, coming along a little further, then I started another company because I got a little itchy. I'm entrepreneurial. So I said, I'm going to form another company, but this time it's going to be a little smaller and more localized. And we developed Heritage Home Conservatory, which also grew to be a fairly big company. Also, but mostly Southern California. I'm teaching all instruments and voice. Now, COVID came along, and what are we going to do with the what are we going to do with the students that can't go to a place for a lesson or can't have the teacher come into their home? We learned how to put everybody online. So when I say that I'm coming to you from my keyboards, as you can see, maybe you can see, I'm sitting at my piano. I think I've taught that about 5,000 times. Anyway, I'm sitting at my piano, but I'm also set up here at my piano with another computer. I'm opening that up. I don't know if you can see that. In here, I don't have a student schedule at the moment, but this is where I teach from. And the majority of my students love the online program so much that when COVID declined and we didn't have to wear masks anymore and be hidden, I asked them, did they want me to come back to their home? And they said, no, we really like the online program because it's efficient. And so they said, stay home and you can teach us from the comfort and convenience of your home. The advantage of using the online program, and people talk about screen fatigue. You don't have that when you're working with music instruction, because the student is looking at the music and they're not really looking at the screen, they're listening. And if I have to demonstrate something, let's say I'm playing something like, or the student is. They do something silly like that. So I stop them immediately and I say, and I play it back for them right away. And so they can adjust and correct their mistake immediately. When you're actually in person, the teacher sits next to the student in a separate chair. So if you want to demonstrate, you ask the student to move, and then you sit down and you replay it. And by that point, sometimes there's some lag time in what did I do wrong, and what does it take to do it right? So, but this is answering back immediately. And so we get the correction in immediately. And plus rhythmically, the only thing that we cannot do online with this technology is play duets, because there's still a tiny little lag in sound. And I think that they'll fix that someday. And so we'll be able to play big duets together, which will be really fun. But right now, it's not possible. But anyway, so COVID, actually, as difficult as it was for all of us, LessonGram was actually born from that time period, because the other thing that I realized was that the children were having such significant learning loss. The schools were not prepared, the public schools and some of the private schools as well. It was such a shocking time for all of us that they were having a hard time adjusting to the necessary requirements of changing how they were teaching. Now, learning loss was already there, I believe, before COVID. But with COVID, because parents were now spending more time at home with their children, they realized, and they were watching the teachers working with the curriculum and so on. So there was an educational problem, and I said, I have built three successful companies, education companies. Why can't I come out of semi-retirement and build a fourth one? I can do that. And so I gathered together some colleagues of mine and asked them if they would be interested in helping me. And they absolutely were delighted to do that. And so we put LessonGram together, but on and off, we had starts and stops because of COVID and because of other issues. But I never lost the desire to have a successful academic tutoring company combined with the arts. And this is why we believe that LessonGram is very different, because we focus on two elements of education. I believe very strongly that music education is an extremely important part of a child's development, as well as it is very, very good for brain health. You could be 4 or 104, and you can still play the piano or play a musical instrument. So we can serve a lot of people. And now that we have the virtual technology, we are also teaching people in all parts of the country, as well as you could teach them all over the world. So we have no boundaries, and we can share our talents and our knowledge with so many more people. I believe that education is the foundation of our country. And because of learning loss, and also, a lot of people here are new in our country, they need ESL help, English as a second language. Our tutors are ready, willing, and able to help people with that particular issue. We teach all the academic subjects, math, science, language arts. But along with that, we also recommend that children, if they're so inclined, and if you don't want to buy a piano, for instance, you can get a little inexpensive keyboard, or if you don't want to do a keyboard product, you can certainly pick up a guitar, or if that won't work, you can sing. Music is so very vitally important for the development of a child. It helps with confidence, it helps with concentration, and it certainly helps with coordination, especially the piano, which uses the whole body. I would love to have anyone who would like to ask questions. If you are listening to this live stream and you have a child who needs help academically or is interested in music education, we're here to help you, and we're happy to answer any questions, because parents sometimes I always say it's easier to buy a car than to buy a piano. There's much more information out there on how to buy a vehicle, and people say, well, we really don't need a piano. But you really do need a piano, because it's very important for, as I said, growth and development of the child. And if you're over the age of, let's say, 50 or even 60, you have maybe retirement looming ahead of you, and you have some discretionary income or some more time to yourself, it's a great way to change your dynamics a little bit. You can be very social with music. How many times have you seen people gather around a piano and someone's playing and people are singing? It's delightful. And of course, as we age, brain health is important. Playing an instrument really addresses that issue. So I, of course, as you can hear, I'm very passionate about the importance of education and of music education and academic education, and getting a good foundation for our children, not to mention what it can do for you if you're a little bit older. So please give us a call. You can go to our website, which is right there on the good old World Wide Web. It is LessonGram.com. It's very easy to, just type us up, and you can read all about our company. And we always have special deals that we run, to help. Our prices are much more affordable than you'll find with a lot of other companies. We keep it affordable because we know that you may need our service for a while. And if you can't afford us, and you can't afford to keep this going, then the child will lose the momentum. So, talk to us about, how we can help. We love to help people who are the veterans in our country. We want to support families as much as we can. And also we want to reach out to all the different school districts in the different states in this country. Our country is now offering school choice in so many places with the educational savings funds, and that allows families to get a certain amount of money. Every state is different. And that income or that payment that they receive can go for supplementing their education. It can go toward private school, tutoring programs, maybe a charter school, homeschool. There's all kinds of ways to improve your children's education. So I'm ready to take any calls if anyone wants to call in and has a question.
That's it. You can close it out. Say thanks for watching. And
Okay, well, I want to thank you. We will be back. I will be, by the way, we'll let people know when we're going to be broadcasting again, because I think I'm going to encourage my good friend, Alan Roy Scott, who is a very famous songwriter. And he's a good friend of mine. He's worked with a lot of very famous singers and people in the industry. So I'd like to interview him because he's really fascinating. He's traveled all over the world teaching songwriting. So Alan would be great. As a matter of fact, he actually helped me write a little jingle that I'm going to close out with here today. And when you hear our ads on wherever you might hear them, you're going to know that it's LessonGram. And I'm going to have my friend Carol come and help me sing this.
Hi.
Hello. Now let's do
Reading, writing, arithmetic. We will show you how it sticks. That's how it goes at LessonGram. The lesson place to take your call. A one-stop shop, we do it all. So LessonGram, we know the way. That's how we roll.
Goodbye, everyone. See you soon. Are we out?